So good morning and welcome everybody to this orientation session for students who are commencing in the Bachelor of Health Sciences in semester 2. And very grateful to the people who are in the room, there's new students who are in the room, for being here. It makes running this session much more useful, I think, for everybody. Before I start this session, I'd like to acknowledge that I have the privilege of living and working on the unceded lands of the Kaurna people. Here at Flinders, our primary purposes are to conduct research and teaching, and Aboriginal people, Kaurna people who have inhabited this land have done so on the basis of significant research and teaching throughout the generations. So my name is Jane Harford and I'm the course coordinator for the Bachelor of Health Science programs, as well as the Diploma in Health Sciences, the Associate Degree in Health Sciences and the Bachelor of Letters in Health Sciences. So my role is to ensure that you have a good quality experience in your time with us here at Flinders, that your studies reflect the learning outcomes for your degree and for the topics that you're doing. And that we work as well as we can as a teaching team to provide you with the support that you will need to be successful in your studies. I'm also involved in coordinating some topics that you'll see me in, and particularly if you do HLTH 1306 this semester, you'll see me there, but I'll pop up elsewhere during your degree. I don't think this microphone's turned on. It's picking me up there. I can hear it changing. It's not turned on. I didn't turn it on. I can hear it changing as I step backwards and forwards. Yep. So in a few minutes, I will introduce you to some of the people who will be important to you potentially for your first semester with it here at Flinders. But first. Okay, so let's start with that. So the first person I'd like to introduce you to is Mel Suckley, who is our Student Success
and Wellbeing
Advisor.
Yes. I'll use this one.
Yep, great.
Hello. This is very strange, isn't it? My name's Mel. I'm a Success and Wellbeing Advisor. Supporting College of Nursing Health Science and College of Medicine Public Health. Sorry, I can see people walking down the corridor. I think I should have a slide somewhere.
Well, I'll see you at
maybe?
12, but
We'll just change the order of the slides.
Yeah.
I'm coming, sorry.
Anyway, while Jane finds it. So my job is, I guess, we understand that you don't study here independently of the rest of your life, and that a lot of things you may be balancing at the same time. And don't worry about it, Jen.
Sorry,
no, that's okay.
Yeah,
and so my job is really to support students when life might get a little bit wobbly, and maybe uni starts to take a bit of a backseat to other things. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, managing a lot of stuff, maybe something goes wrong, then you can reach out to me and we'll have a chat and I'll try and link you in with services. I can also help students who maybe need to access a service, don't know how to or don't know what to ask. So you might want to speak to a counsellor but you're not sure how to get there. You might need a disability access plan and need some help navigating to access that service, things like that. So I can assist with that. And then also your topic coordinators, if they're concerned about you in terms of your academic progress, or if you've been really engaged and then you disappear, or you've been submitting assignments and then you're not, then they might ask me to reach out to you and just see how things are going and see how we can help. And then in week 3, you'll get a text message that we send to every student at the uni that says, how's life going at Flinders? Reply 1 for an email, reply 2 for a phone call. And if you've got any questions whatsoever, anything's bothering you, you can respond to that text message and my colleague Anna and I will reach out to you within a couple of days to see how we can help. Okay, awesome.
Do we have any questions for Mel?
No.
Thanks very much. So while we're on introductions, I would also like to introduce you to some other key people who you will see in your first semester here. You'll know that in your degree you have a number of core topics that start with the letters HLTH. And so the people, my colleagues who coordinate those topics, who will be a key point of contact for you for those topics, depending on which ones you're enrolled in the room today to introduce themselves and say hello. You'll see that none of them have two heads or anything terrible like that. They're all very approachable and, in my experience, all very committed to supporting you in your studies. So don't feel shy about asking sensible questions. So the first person I'd like to introduce to you is Waltrid Haberberger, who coordinates. I'll let Waltrid tell you about what she coordinates.
Yes.
I think that's on.
All good. Yeah, my name is Waltraud Haberberger, which is a bit of a hard one. I also go with Wappi or Maria, whichever is easier. And I'm topic coordinating the health, so HLTH 1004 topic, which is also called Human Biosciences. This topic starts next week with a laboratory session, and I hope you enrolled already in one of the available days. The fortnightly tutorials will start in week 2. Topic content is the human body, and we will start to introduce you to the different organ systems and the physical and chemical basis underlying their functioning. So structures, anatomy, and then linked up to the functions all throughout the semester. And I will talk a little bit more about the structure of the topic and everything during the first sessions. You will find me, and we'll show you on the tour afterwards, so in this space, Sturt South, on this level, and pretty close by in my office if anything happens, and otherwise, of course, email or talk to me in the sessions. Any questions at the moment? Probably not. Oh, you poor guy, you will be so overwhelmed with everyone talking to.
Is people online?
No, it's being recorded. It's being recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Waltrid. Tracy Ann Rankin is another one of the topic coordinators that you may see this semester, and I'll ask Tracy Ann to introduce herself.
Thank you, Jane. As Jane said, I'm Tracy Ann Rankin. I'm a non-Aboriginal woman and 6th generation colonial settler. I have lived on Kaurna Yarta for 19 years. This always was and always will be Kaurna Yarta. And I acknowledge Kaurna ancestors and Kaurna elders. And I feel very privileged to be on Kaurna Yarta at the foot of Nganu, the sleeping ancestor who resides up here in the hills. I coordinate the topic Health 1012, which is strengths-based approaches to health working with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. And we team teach, so there's at least 2, if not 3 people who are tutoring. And we teach in here in really large classes of about 70 students. And one of the wonderful things about team teaching is that students get to hear about the big ideas in the topic from different perspectives and different modes. So the way that we operate is quite different, and that allows students to think about things in the topic in different ways. We start with thinking about self, who we are, how we're culturally situated, culturally located, and then we start to think about shared histories and participate in truth-telling before we then start to talk about how do we work towards being culturally safe health practitioners. I'm really in love with the topic. I'm a bit fanatical about it. I feel like it's a way to participate in the delivery of healthcare and social care from a rights-based perspective while honouring that we're on unceded and sovereign lands. So we look forward to teaching that topic and working with you. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Tracy Ann. Next, we have Matt Ankers, who will be coordinating a topic which is the one topic that you must do in your first semester of enrolment because it sets you up to succeed in the other topics.
G'day, single student. I'm Matthew Ankers. I topic coordinate HLTH 1010, which is pretty much the basis of the topic is in the name, Research and Study Skills 1. And we will teach you foundational university research skills such as referencing, reading papers, writing for different audiences. We also get you started on developing a career plan because your education will give you so much, but you've also got to make yourself stand out from the crowd when you're one of 90 graduates, things like that. We also get you involved in looking at health research from and within the Bachelor of Health Sciences itself, we've got OTs, we've got physio, we've got optometry, so you get to look at research from different fields and talk to students from different fields and learn about them, and we go towards that multi-interdisciplinary work that we all do once we graduate and get to our level. Right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Matt. There is another core topic in first year for the BHS, which is the research and study skills, the interpersonal and interprofessional communications topic. Unfortunately, the topic coordinator is unwell and couldn't be here today, and they send their apologies. But that topic will introduce you to exactly what it says, communication skills. As future health professionals, a key skill is communication skills. You'll be working with clients and you'll be working with colleagues, and good communication is really essential to good clinical practice. So you'll meet Jen hopefully next week. They'll be back from leave. The final core topic that's available in semester 1 is the topic that I coordinate, which is called Understanding Health and Illness and Health and Social Care in Australia. And again, the title is long but self-explanatory. So one of the things that you might have noticed when people have been talking about the topics for first year is that in this degree we kind of take two perspectives on health. We have an opportunity to look at health from inside the body, and Vapi's topic, Human Bioscience, gets you started on that journey in particular by learning about how body systems work and how they support health and life, and start to think about, well, what might things look like if things go wrong in those systems, so that you're starting to think about illness and disease. And you'll have opportunities to explore those themes further as you move through your degrees. The other perspective that we have in this topic is a perspective of health from outside of the body. So the strength-based approaches to health topic, the communication topic, and the research and study skills topic are all topics that the lens is outside of the body. Sometimes the research and study skills topic will look at research inside the body, but we have these two lenses that we're helping you to develop for your future profession. And the topic that I coordinate does that as well, by looking at what are the influences outside of the body that affect the health experience of Australians, and also how does our health system work? How does that contribute to the health of Australians? And maybe what are some of the limitations on the health system in relation to our health? And sort of in parallel with starting to think about your future career, we'll also get you started on thinking about, well, what's it going to be like being both a professional, so a provider of health services, but also a user of health services. So that dual role that you'll have when you're out there in the workforce as a health professional. Okay. So the BHS has a large number of variations, and the people who will be starting this semester will be mainly the people who are in that the far left-hand column as you're looking at that screen, the different versions of the Bachelor of Health Sciences. And we'll have a smattering of people who are doing the diploma and the associate degree as well. And I understand that in the room we have somebody who's interested in neuroscience and physiology. So a specialisation where the focus is more on inside the body, but with the external perspective as well. Okay, so there are some important things that we encourage you to work on getting set up this week to make sure that you're ready to hit the ground running next week. So one of those is make sure that when you come on campus you can access Wi-Fi through your device, and the details of how to log into the Eduroam network are there. And Eduroam is available at all universities, so if you have a university email account you can log into Eduroam at other university campuses around Adelaide that are not Flinders University campuses, which is really handy. There is a new student section in Compass on the Flinders University website, which has a huge amount of information. The most important thing for you this week is information about how to enrol. So enrol in topics, but also register for your classes. So if you're enrolling in a topic that has tutorials, it's really important to make sure that you register for those and attend those as much as you possibly can, because they're a place where really important learning occurs. And if you're enrolled in a topic that has tutorials, there's an assumption that some of the key learning that you would do will happen in those tutorials by sitting with other students, but also talking with those students and with your tutor about the content for the week, learning how to apply it and think about how it can be used. A student ID card will be very useful to you. You will need it for access for some parts of the university, particularly coming onto campus to use the library after hours. You'll need to swipe in and out for that. But it's also your key to student discounts. So the email address there on the Compass website will give you information about how you organise your student ID card. This slide has some steps about enrolling in topics and registering for classes. It's there in the slide pack. I'm not going to read through it because it's pretty self-explanatory, but just to note that it's an easy place to find those details if you want them. All university teaching and learning in 2024 has a significant component of the learning materials or the learning activities being available on an online platform. At Flinders, we call our online learning platform FLOW, which stands for Flinders Learning Online. All of the information that you need for all of your topics will be available on the FLOW site for each topic. Usually our FLOW sites are organised with weekly modules, so you can identify which work you need to complete each week, and it will have all of the information that you need about assessments, about attending tutorials, any readings that you need to do, any recordings that you need to watch, any other resources that you need to access. And you can also communicate with the teaching team using the mail function in FLOW as well. So my recommendation to you would be it's always your first place to go to if you're looking for any information about any of your topics. I spent quite a lot of time this morning trying to pay for parking, only to realise that it's O week and I don't need to pay for parking this week. I don't usually drive. But parking and transport are really important for students. If you want to park on campus, you will need to use a parking permit system. Parking is free this week, but once semester starts, you'll need to have a valid parking permit when you are parking. It's possible to buy a semester parking permit as a student, or to use the app, which we'll talk about later, to log into the app each time you come on campus and use a car park. Parking needs to be paid for between 9 and 5 on Monday to Friday. It's free after hours and on the weekend. During teaching time, particularly in the first weeks, the car parks are pretty full. So if you are planning on driving and parking in those first few weeks, I recommend that you allow plenty of time because you might need to walk from a park that's a fair way away from where your classes are. But there are other ways of getting here. There's now a train to Flinders, just down by the medical centre. It's a short walk up to Sturt campus, but there is also some free loop buses that the university runs that will move you from the railway station up to the main campus, and you can switch around those and come to Sturt on one if you need. And there's also regular buses that stop up on the main campus but come just past the entrance to Sturt on their way there. So if driving is not for you, I encourage you to explore the public transport options, which are many. I mentioned the campus bus service. It's a free service. Again, they ask you to swipe on and off with your student card so that they can collect information about how well used the service is. But there's an app for the bus service, and you can see where buses are. And so there's some instructions there if you'd like to download that app. This is particularly useful if you have classes both at Sturt campus and on the main campus, and it suits you better to take the bus than to walk across the campus. I can say that the walk is lovely, but on a very hot or very wet day, it's a bit of a risk. Okay, so I mentioned apps. So these are 3 apps that I encourage you to download onto whichever device you will have with you when you're on campus. The Lost on Campus app has information about how to find places on campus. You'll need to nominate that you're at Flinders, but you can put in the room numbers, and if you allow location, the app will show you the best route from where you are to where you want to be. The Wollonga Charter app is the app that you can use to see where the loop buses are and how long you'll need to wait or to plan getting to the bus stop in time to catch the next one coming past. And Zello Park is the app that is used for paying for casual parking here at Flinders. And for that to work, you'll need to enter a method of payment such as a credit card. The library is a key resource for us as educators and a key resource for you as students. The physical libraries are quite useful, but better than that, the electronic library, the virtual library, is huge. And most of what you need to read for your studies will be available in electronic format via the library. If they're readings that are required or recommended for your topics, you'll be able to see a link to those in your topic site. But I encourage you to use the library as your first port of call if you're doing any research for any of your assignments. Dr. Google is quite convenient, but it's also often full of resources that are not the kinds of resources that are going to be useful to you for your learning. Flinders University has a large number of scholarships for students. People often think about scholarships as being sort of prizes for the academically most advanced students. But in fact, scholarships are available for a range of reasons. There's a student up there who looks lost. Scholarships are available for a range of reasons, and don't assume that you have to be getting straight distinctions to qualify for any of those, for all of those scholarships. So I encourage you to take a look at those because you may find that they're useful to you. As I said, you'll be able to see what your required readings are in your flow site, but there's also a site that shows you any textbooks that have been nominated for your topic. Generally, where textbooks are nominated for a topic, there is an e-book version in the library. But there tends to be a limit on the number of pages that students can download, but also the number of students who can access them at any one time. So if you find that you do need to rely on ebooks from the library for access to textbooks, I strongly encourage you to make sure that you do your preparation work prior to coming to class, so that you don't rely on accessing the ebook in class when there are 30 other students also trying to do the same thing. One of the things that is available to you as a student at Flinders University is access to a range of student clubs. And there are a large number of students clubs catering for all kinds of things that might be of interest to you outside of your studies. Music, chess, hiking, all sorts of things. Martial arts. Yep. And the university also fields a number of sporting teams in local competitions. So, for example, my daughter, who plays for a hockey club, often plays against Flinders Uni Hockey Club, but there's football, soccer, a whole bunch, if you're interested in joining those. One club that I would like to highlight is the Health Science Club. So this is a student club for health science students. At Flinders, it's run by students. We don't have a video from Health Science. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's run by students for students. We provide a little bit of support as a teaching team, but most of the support from that comes from the Student Association, because it is meant to be a club that is about students. And just a plug here that one of the things that the Student Club has done over the last couple of years is organise health sciences merch, and there is a QR code there that you can use to contact the club to find out about merch, but also to join the Health Sciences Club Facebook page and find other students. And for those of you who are starting mid-year, that can be a good thing to do, because you're a relatively small group, and it may be a little bit more challenging for you to find other people who are on the same path as you are. And the club also has an email address that's there if you want to email them directly. The club president had hoped to be here today, but apologises again that they were unable to. Okay, I'm going to pass you over to Rowena, who is our student engagement coordinator for the BHS, who's going to chat to you a little bit about some of the things that might be useful for you to know about starting university. Okay, yeah, I'll grab this one.
So hi everyone, and welcome here today. So my name is Rowena Saleem. I'm the Student Engagement Coordinator for Bachelor of Health Science. My email is bhs.sac@flinders.edu.au. Now I'm here today. Later on you'll be able to find and know what my role is about, but I'm gonna just share a few of the results from a study project done by collaboration between different universities. This project is called the Student and Staff Expectations and Experiences. So this project tried to investigate the gap between student expectations of university and their actual experiences during the first year. So the next slides are going just to share findings from this research. So the information I'm going to mention, so we gathered some interesting insights about first year experience from students, and today I would like to share them with you. And as you know, being forewarned is being forearmed. So we want you to be prepared. But before, do you have an idea how many hours you are expected to study for each topic every week? Any guesses? 8? Okay, yeah. You're right. So based on the study, in reality, they found that the recommended amount of study for university subject is 6 to 10 hours. So 8, which is an average, it's fine, per week, per subject, outside of class time. So in this case, without taking into consideration attending your tutorial sessions or even attending your lab sessions, or even if you've got any face-to-face lectures or online lectures. So this is double what it is expected of students at school. And if you think about it, it is equivalent to a full-time job. So most of the first-year students who were surveyed, they had unrealistic expectations about how much time university would require. So they thought just watching maybe online lectures, coming to their tutorial or workshop session, and then that's it, all done, okay? But in reality, it required 6 to 10 hours per week per subject. In terms of preparation, so according to half of the survey respondent, they mentioned that school didn't adequately prepare them for university study. So they needed to be prepared to learn a range of new skills and to study independently. However, at school, it's not something that most of the schools they focused on. So the project found that 71% of students reported that the standard of university work is totally different or extremely different to school work. So not here we're gonna be just giving you everything you need and then that's it, done. Instead, you're gonna be required to do preparation before attending the session, maybe going through your workbook, maybe as well you'll be asked to do some, let's say, reading. You're gonna have a reading list, you need to do it before you're gonna attend your session. Also becoming independent learners. So university is very different from school. The standards of work is totally different. So students are required to do more for themselves and they have more freedom. So the project found that over two-thirds of new university students, they still believe that the university teachers will provide all the materials needed for their learning. But in reality, you will need to learn to source information yourself. So for example, in human bioscience, later on you're gonna be asked to think about of a health condition. It's up to you to choose. You have the you need to make your own decision and choose the health condition that you wanna try to research. Okay, so you're gonna need for example, from HLTH 1010, you will learn how to do, let's say you're gonna be upskilled with searching skills. So you will use these skills that you learned from 1010 and you're gonna apply to other, let's say, topics to do your assignments. So you're gonna be an independent learner by using all the skills that we're providing it to you to complete your assignments. Now, an acknowledgement as well from this study, it is done by collaboration between the Australian Government, Office for Learning and Teaching, Flinders University, UniSA, and University of Adelaide. So what makes a good student? First of all, motivation, and you should have this skill or this, let's say, characteristic. Organization, so this is you can learn. So we're gonna try to help you to, let's say, to structure everything so it's gonna be something easy for you to do. So for example, maybe announcement what you need to do for this week. You need to set up time and learn how to organize everything. In terms of preparation, you need to be prepared, such as before attending your session, you'll be required maybe to watch lectures, do maybe as pre-work, as completing a few of the parts in your workbook or whatever topic you're doing, and then you attend the session. Engagement. So it's not just only attending the session, this is all what we ask you for. We want you as well to engage with the content, with your friends, and also to participate. Commitment and drive. So if you've got an assignment to do, make sure that you organize, you start 2 weeks before or even more. You're gonna find all the information on the floor in terms when every assignment is due. And the majority of now the welcome videos on the floor, you're gonna find that they're gonna give you a summary about the assignments and maybe when they are gonna be due. Even if you refer to the SAM, you're gonna find that you've got specific assignments for the topic. So make sure that you access the floor, have a look on the due date for each assignment, and make sure that you're going to commit on submitting the assignments. You need as well to believe in yourselves. So you're doing a degree means that you're really passionate about. So make sure that you always believe that you can do it, you can finish the degree, and think about after maybe 3 years, where you're gonna see yourself. So I would expect that the majority will see themselves, they finish their degree. They just standing, taking their, let's say, certificate. It's gonna be their graduation day. Also make sure that always to be willing to seek help. We are here to help you, whether topic coordinators or tutors. So always don't feel, let's say, shy. Now I don't wanna go ask. Maybe it's not nice to go ask for help or for an extension. Let us know if you've got anything going, maybe unexpected things going on in your life. So please share it with us. And keep in mind, everything will be confidential. And we are here to help you. What else we can help you? Also make sure that you make friends, and hopefully by today or even this week, when you're gonna start to have friends. Also, I would really recommend that you're gonna as well join the Health Science Club, and then you're gonna have more networking with your colleagues. Talk to family and loved ones about your study commitments, involve them. So if you've done something very interesting during your session next week or the coming weeks, go home and share it with your family, with your friends. Tell them about maybe something new you learned. Maybe how to use, how to record a video, how to do maybe blood test, how to do blood pressure, measure blood pressure. Whatever things you learn and you go and share it with your family. Even if things maybe not working, share it with the family and loved ones, and as well with us, if we can help. Engage in your classes, so watch lectures, do the required readings. Spend time on campus. We don't recommend that you attend your session and then you leave. We prefer that you stay, you spend time on campus. Also, allocate sufficient time for study. Try to work on your organization skill, be more prepared, and set a specific time per day for each topic. So for example, after you finish today's, let's say, workshop, you're gonna spend maybe 2 hours in the library or on campus, or maybe later on from 4 to 5, you're gonna spend time to revise the content you covered during the week or during the day from the workshop. Time management is essential to pass your topics, and that's why make sure that you don't leave everything till the last minute. Not working too much. As I mentioned, if you are a full-time student, means it is equivalent to a full-time job. So we recommend you don't work much, just around maybe 12 hours per week. But again, think about your workload, your study load. Ask for help if you need help. So what's my role? If you need support in your studies, if you need help, rather than dropping out or struggling, seek help, and seek help early. So I'll be able to help you with your course planning, family or financial issues, and then maybe I'll refer you to FUSA or even to MEL, student advice, academic issues, and also access university support services. So I'm Ruwaida Slim. I'm as I mentioned, the student engagement coordinator, and this is gonna be my role, just to support you, and so that later on your success is a priority. Also, in terms of key, let's say, semester dates, do not forget it's gonna be, you've got from 15 to 19, the first week of July, or this week, 15 to 19, it's gonna be a week. 29th of July, it's going to be the start of the semester. 22 till 26th of July, Connect Week as week 1. 2nd of August, it's going to be the last day to enroll in topics. 23rd of August will be the census day in case you're going to decide to withdraw from a topic. And then there's not going to be any accumulation in terms of fees. And 4th of October will be last day to withdraw without failure, which is going to be week 9. Now, another thing on campus here, we really care about your safety. So we really recommend that, and hopefully you're not, but if you experience or witness any unexpected behavior or harassment, please make a confidential report. So online, gonna be search for safety and respect at Flinders, or even you can email student eo@flinders.edu.au or phone them. So making a report doesn't initiate a complaint. It's just the first step to offer you confidential support and information on what you can do next and how we can help you. So that's why you deserve to feel safe and supported on campus other than just as academic support. One of the things you're gonna find across campus will be these flyers, whether, even though I'm sorry, they're a bit gendered flyers. You can see these flyers will have a barcode. You'll be able to scan them just to report any case of sexual assault or harassment, and someone from Flinders will be in contact with you to provide support. Now, your registration, it's going to be confidential. It's not going to be as if we will be contacting the police about the incident. It's just for us to support you. So support for victims and survivors of assault, whether it happened, it's going to happen at Flinders or maybe happen somewhere else, you can still access Flinders support services. So whether it's going to be through Flinders University Health and Counselling and Disability, you can also use the National Sexual Assault, Family and Domestic Violence Counselling line, or even Yarrow Place. They will be able to provide free counselling services. In terms of support of as well, we've got here the equal opportunity. And always remember, and it's highly recommended, that everyone saves on the phone the security number. So in case at night, later on, you're leaving your session maybe at 6 o'clock, or maybe you're leaving a bit late, and you're not feeling, let's say, safe, one of the things you can do, you can call security and someone will come and escort you to your car. Even maybe you've got something wrong, you park your car a bit far, and maybe you're not feeling safe to go there as well, call the security and they will help you. Even maybe you went to your car, you've got maybe a flattened tire, you're scared, you don't know how to do it, call as well security, okay? Even maybe if you're gonna see koala and you're a bit scared of koala, then you can call security, they can help you and escort you, okay? They can be around and support you. Now, also in terms of health and counselling and disability services, what services they provide. So through our services, you'll be able to see a doctor or nurse, and it's going to be a free service. Unless you are an international student, then you're going to need to use your insurance card. You can chat with a counselor, and this is going to be free for all students. Talk with a disability advisor about studying with a health or mental health condition, and therefore maybe they will be able to give you an access plan, and this access plan will give you more, let's say, flexibility by negotiating extra few days for your assignment. Also, you'll be able to access self-help resources, and they will always be available from 9 till 5 p.m. In case it is, let's say, after our crisis, we highly recommend you dial this number, or even you can send an SMS. Now, with the emails, you can go through counselling at Flinders in case it's something about disability, or using disability advisor, then disability@flinders.edu.au. Also at Flinders, well-being is very important and it is essential. So Oasis on the Bedford Park campus is a student community well-being center, focuses on supporting the physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs of students so they can achieve academic and personal success. So a few of the things they've got Flinders Community Market, they've got conversation group, a volunteer group, mental fitness and workshop and community. Also, they've got mindful yoga, forest walks, and midday meditation. So try to use all these services so you enjoy your time on campus. However, also for international students, also support is available. So we are here to support you to succeed. You can contact the International Student Services. You can scan this barcode. They will be able to help you to answer your questions, share information, discuss confidential matters, engage you as volunteer, meet and greet services. They're gonna do orientation for you. They run social and fun activities. And also they issue letters and connect you with other support services. And they are located level 1 professional service building. And also at Sturt, we've got as well availability here. Now also more services, Flinders University as well actively promotes awareness of and respect of diversity of our staff and students. And some of our services include student success and well-being advisor, and this is what Mel does, and this is one of her roles. We've got also prayer rooms, conversation group, equal opportunity advisors. We've got Pride Network, and we'll discuss it soon, and Good Vibes experiments. Now, with the Pride Network and Ally training, so it is all for students and staff committed to creating a safe and affirming university for all LGBTQIA+ community. So you can scan this barcode and join them. So they run trainings, events, and have dedicated committee who work on Pride-related projects and initiatives at Flinders. So you can sign up by just scanning this code. Now I'll hand it back to Jane. And if you've got any questions, always feel free to contact me.
So you may think O Week is all that there is to orientation. Well, I've got news for you. So orientation week is this week, and so you will know, or you have received information that there's a range of O Week activities happening at Flinders. This one is specific to your course, but there are O Week activities that relate to a range of aspects of being a student at Flinders that might be useful for you to know. Some of those things include the Welcome Hub up on the main campus, and today we have a Welcome Hub here on Sturt campus as well. Campus tours that are run centrally, and for people who are in the room today, we'll offer you the opportunity to have a tour around Sturt campus to make sure that you're oriented to the places that you need to be next week if you're coming on campus, so that you save some time, you know where you're going. There are a bunch of ready-to-go sessions, so sessions to help you get clear about some of the resources and activities that you'll be doing as a student and get you sorted for those. There are sessions that introduce you to Flow. So I mentioned Flow earlier, which is the online learning system that we use for teaching. There are some tricks and things, some little tools in Flow that will be useful for you to know about, and attending one of those sessions to learn about those is highly recommended. It will help you hit the ground running next week. And textbooks, and there are also a range of social events, and there's an email address there, but that you can go to look at those. But you will have also received email notification about those as well. Next week is Connect Week. So next week your classes will start. You'll be expected to be fully engaged with the learning activities for your topics. And so you'll be starting to make connections with your learning materials, with your topic coordinator, with your tutors, and hopefully with other students. One of the things that Roeda said in one of her earlier slides was that one of the things that we encourage you to do is to make friends. Knowing other people who you are studying with is a really great source of support, and the networks that you develop as a student can be really useful for you to help to problem solve about being a student, but also problem solve within the topics that you're working on. So that Connect Week has a range of activities to help you to develop those important connections. In Connect Week, the Welcome Hub will be running again, and then there's a range of activities on campus. Quiz night, there's a comedy show, there are some fair days, some games activities, some live music, and information about clubs. I've mentioned the Health Sciences Club, but I also encourage you to think about some of those other clubs. They're a great place not just to pursue your passions, but also to get to know students from outside of your own program who have similar interests to you outside of study. So some tips. Find your flow sites. Get into Flow. You should be able to see the flow sites for all of the topics that you're enrolled in. If you believe you are enrolled in a topic and you can't see the flow site, then it's worth making contact with Ask Flinders to get some advice about whether there's anything you need to be doing. And there's a link there for information about places where you can find support. The second last dot point on this slide says don't be afraid to ask for help. Just in case we haven't said it already, don't be afraid to ask for help and ask early. The sooner we know that there's something that we can help with, the more likely we are to be able to do a good job of supporting you. Okay. I think that's us done. So any questions in the room? No questions in the room? Okay, I'm going to halt the recording there. If you're watching this recording and you have any questions, please feel free to use one of the links on one of the slides in the recording, or to contact myself as course coordinator or Rowena as student engagement coordinator, and we will help to make sure that you get connected to the answers to your questions. Thanks for watching.